Welcome back to A&A's educational series. Today we're discussing how to choose a professional paving contractor. I'm Rachel and I'm here with Nate, A&A's paving consultant. Nate, what would you say to a customer who tells you your pricing is higher than the competitive paving proposal they received?
Hey Rachel, that's a great question, right? A lot of times we're going to see differences in pricing between two contractors, but at the end of the day, we're all getting our asphalt from the same places. We're all paying our crews relatively the same amount, and the difference is going to come down to scope, all right? Just straight scope. And I know that we're always trying to get apples for apples bids on the projects, but sometimes that just isn't the case. Even though things look the same, just little differences in verbiage are going to be completely different. And I'm going to give you a little bit of an insight on how to get around this, just based on a customer that we recently served on a property in Glendale Heights. They came back and said, hey, your price is about 10% difference. We were a referral from a larger company that we do a lot of work for. And they wanted to make sure that they utilized us, but they came back to us and said, hey, your price is about 10% higher than the contractor that we got as a competitive bid. And they said that everything looks exactly the same. And I said, would you be willing to share the scope of the contractor, our competition? And they didn't share the pricing. They just gave us the idea that it was about 10% difference. This was a $66,000 project. And as our customer read off the scope of, we will install 2 inches of asphalt, then compact to maximum compaction, okay, which sounds pretty standard, right? You've seen that on a lot of proposals. Our proposal, it said we will install 2 inches of compacted asphalt to your parking lot. Now, although those sound very similar, the first, right, which was our competition's verbiage, it suggested that they were going to add 2 inches and then compact it after they added the 2 inches of asphalt. Now, if you're going to get 2 inches of asphalt, of compacted asphalt in your lot like we do, you need to add about 2.5 inches and compact it down to 2 inches. And the reason why we do that is because we know that 2 inches of asphalt within a parking lot is going to last us way longer than that 2 inches, which compacts down to 1.5 inches, like a lot of our competitors will sometimes bid. So the differences within those two proposals, although they looked the same, they were completely different. That actually equated to about, when I backed it out and started to do the math on it, it equated to about 85 tons difference. Okay, I was bidding to put in 340 tons. The other contractor was bidding to put in 255 tons. Now, 85 tons at, let's just use the round number of $50. That's our cost, okay? It's like $50 to $55 per ton. At our cost, that's $4,250, right? Not counting any markup, not counting any overhead, not counting any of that. And in addition to that, okay, that 85 tons, it will take one semi all day to be able to get that asphalt from the plant, bring it back to the job site. Go back to the plant, bring it back to the job site, okay? So I can use one less truck if I'm not putting in that 85 tons into your parking lot, okay? So that's $100 per hour times, let's say 9 hours, right? 8 hours plus travel time. That's $900 plus your $4,250. That's $5,150. And we haven't even talked about the less labor that it takes to be able to put in 85 tons. We haven't talked about that markup that we were, that we'd like to make some profit on the project, right? We haven't talked about any of those things. We're already at $5,150 difference in our pricing. We can very easily make up that 10% difference by doing half inch less of asphalt within that parking lot, okay? Now, that's on a $66,000 project. What if it was a $300,000 project? What do you think the difference in pricing would come out to be? Okay, so the difference in pricing is not always because we're just a higher priced contractor. It's because your scope isn't the same. And unless you actually ask for the total tonnage that contractor is going to be putting into that lot, and any good contractor will be willing to provide that information and say, hey, we're going to be using this many tons to be able to pave your parking lot. All right, and the great ones will actually provide you with the tickets for the trucks afterwards. You know, every time that a truck goes to the asphalt plant to pick up asphalt, they're provided a ticket that says we gave you this many tons, And total on this project, you've taken out this many tons. So at the end of the day, the last truck that goes to the plant, they will provide us with a ticket that says you took this many tons from our plant today. A great contractor will be willing to share that information with you because it shows that you actually got what you were paying for on this project. So when it comes down to getting a true competitive bid, not just apples for apples, but a true competitive bid so that you can make a good distinction on what contractor you're going to use, go ahead and ask for that tonnage, right? Because it'll give you the true picture of exactly what you're getting in your parking lot.